Good morning. You will notice there is an SC10 at the top. That means super chats of $10 or higher will be answered. Lower below that, I will not. Not because I'm being a dick, but because I got to get through asshole consulting requests today, and so it'll take a while. I'll have a learning curve. It'll be a week or two. But people are like, oh yeah, I see the all right. Well, I'll save my super chats for the podcast. Wait for the podcast. You can send your 2Z, 3Zs in. Good evening, Mr. Clary. If you feel that it is best to anonymize some of this message, then so be it. I'll get right to the point. I'm considering applying for a job at a large insurance company. We'll leave it at that. Headquarters office. They seem to pay very well. $20 an office, considering that the jobs they offer are entry level. Based on the job reviews, which I'm aware of, anecdotal, it seems that the problems with the company include horrible management and rapid turnover. You have said before that a good boss is worth a fraction of your salary. Yeah, a large fraction, like 30%. And this could really put that theory to test. Pardon me if I misquoted. I've applied to large insurance company in the past, and my last interview felt more like an interrogation. The HR douchebag was asking dumbass questions like, if companies X, Y, and Z gave you job offers, which one would you take? He seemed very antagonistic. It's HR. And if you're applying for jobs at $20 an hour, you do not have a in-demand skill enough to avoid HR. All right. We'll use the World War I analogy. You are in the trenches. You're not a fighter plane flying above the trenches or a reconnaissance plane looking like, oh, that's what it's like. You're in the thick of it. I know this is not your question, but your job is to like you go work at this company or whichever company you're working at. And then your second job is you go and you study and get yourself a certification, some kind of training that gets you above the fray and out of the trenches. It was like this young lady one time. Oh God, I can't imagine what ghetto barrio trailer trash. What's the word I'm looking for? Environment, I guess. She was working in. It was a cell phone, selling cell phones at a kiosk. Well, I have my degree, and then Tanisha said this, and Amy said that, but I'm like, dude, what do you make per hour? 15? All right, yeah, you know what? Why don't you get your CPA and never have to deal with that shit ever again? She will have, well, what should I tell Shaniqua? I'm like, nothing. Like, just leave. Hooray, you're king of shit. Oh, you told Shaniqua. Ooh, you told her off. You're now the queen of shit mountain. Hooray for you. You're still in shit. And this sounds like to be the same thing. Ooh, $20 an hour, which, I'm a minimalist. I don't make that much more than that. But I have an outstanding working environment and the world's greatest boss. But dealing with HR, filling out applications, getting rejected. All right, stop. Wait, you will spend more time filling out applications and talking to HR assholes like this fuckwit. Answering stupid fucking questions like, why do you want to work for us? Because you're going to fucking pay me, you goddamn cock. Not team player. We're going to give you the Myers-Briggs test to see if you're a QT NBS. Oh, dang. The HR person just blew up. I don't know what happened. Look at all of his innards splattered across the backside. Don't know what happened there, boss. I was just sitting here and I heard pop, 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 pop. No, what I heard was, what's your favorite color and why? And then I heard chink, and then I heard pop, 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 pop. And now Dave is splattered across the wall. Poor Dave. He was such a good HR generalist asking stupid questions. I'm aware that all jobs suck, but does the high pay offset the lack of job security? All right. So my commentary aside about you going to get out of the fray. Dude, you want to be a programmer, doctor, surgeon, something, so you're not dicking around with this, all right? Just so you know, you cannot just wallow in this world. You need to have it so that they need you more than you need them. All right, so with that aside, asking the policy question, does high pay offset the lack of job security? It absolutely does not. Because what happens with a job insecurity is one, that is an indicate. It is never, we'll give you another rule to go by. It is never the employee's fault. It never is. It's the company's fault. And now sometimes an employee can screw up. It can't be their fault. But let me explain to you. When you have a company that has high turnover or low pay or low Glassdoor reviews, right? That is all on the company. And the reason I say that is because the labor pool doesn't change. The people they pull from, the general public, all the laborers out there, all the job applicants are universally the same. That hasn't changed. It's how do you manage what labor you do decide to bring on board. And so if there's high turnover, bosses get bad reviews. I think there was like, review my boss. The last people, and they start asking questions. Well, if you got another job offer, I mean, it's like a possessive woman, like you go on one date with. She's like, who's she? That's one of the several girls I'm dating. And then all of a sudden your tires are slashed. That's the type of business environment they say. That's what the corporate culture is. That's management. And so what ends up happening is when you go work for a bad company, even if they pay you a lot of money, is you are at minimum going to deal with massive headaches and bullshit and probably a psychopathic boss. Do X. Why didn't you do Y? You told me to do it. Don't talk back to me. That kind of thing. And especially if you're young, and here's the paradox of the irony. For those of you making $20 an hour or less, you're probably just starting out, right? You don't have a lot of money. You just graduated from college or wherever. You're just doing loan debts. You're just younger. Not making that money, and you need that job. And these sick sadist motherfucker. Everyone go watch Josh Fluke's channel so you can see just how sick and fucking sadistic most of corporate employers are, and government ones, all employers. And so I understand that you probably need the money more than you need the job security, but you will get into this cycle where you go work for a bad company. Even if they do pay a handsome salary of $20 an hour, which is not bad. That's bad. You can live off that. Where was it going? You'll quit in 3 months or get fired. And then again, it will not be your fault. It will be all their fault. And then you got to explain, why'd you only last there for 3 months? Then you'll be desperate. You'll take any other job. And you keep going from shit employer to shit employer and shit employer, because the thing about the shit employers is they have high turnover. And no matter how crappily they treat their employees, they do need employees to work. So they're hiring more at a more frequent rate because their turnover is higher. And so you get caught in this bad cycle, jumping from one frying pan into the other. And then you got this shit resume that makes you look like a job hopper when it ain't your fault. It's just these really shitty companies' fault. So let me look up said company's Glassdoor review. It's got a 3.5. Difficult to advance, micromanaged. Yeah, I mean, go read through their. It's not as bad. I don't know where you got the idea it was this bad. I was expecting like a 1 or 2 star review. It's 3.5. It's pretty average. What kind of job are you applying for? It pays that. What's your educational background? Here we go, boys and girls. Here we go. What did Uncle Cappy tell you about majoring in BidNaz? I have a BidNaz degree. And that's all I'll say about that. Hindsight is 2020. I applied to be a claims service representative, which is entry level. $20 per hour is higher than the average for that position. Look at that. You go to college. I'm not picking on you. I just want to warn people. You go to college for 4 years to do a job you could have done probably at the age of 14 to just answer the phone. Okay? God, I hate big education. $20 an hour is higher than the average of that position, and it's a lot compared to how much I currently make as a customer service rep. BidNaz! It's clear that we have different perspectives on what's considered high pay, but that could change. Well, yeah, you're just starting out, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. 14, you could still live off of. 20, I understand. That's fine. That's a good salary. Nothing wrong with it. And that extra $6 an hour certainly is going to help. I mean, that's a 40% raise. But to get out of this, man, you need to go back to school, get your CPA or something so you are not doing this shit again. And I did this shit well into my 30s, like groveling and trying to get this job or that job, having to work multiple jobs. Although, admittedly, in a weird sense, majoring in business or finance in my case was just business with money, yo. And there isn't any money. Is it forced me down that route to entrepreneurship, which never really got me to the point where I am now? But don't go through that path, man. Don't go through that path. Learn from our mistakes. All right. No, Juan. Juan Doe. It's Juan, look at the title. It says SC $10. We adjusted. Juan is the first unfortunate victim. Wait, you know what you're doing. Okay. All right. Okay. This is a joke. Okay, Juan. Okay. I see what you're doing. But let's use Juan as an example. See, Juan only donated 2 British pounds, which is not 10 US dollars. I'd even be kind enough to do the exchange rate. So I'm not going to answer Juan's super chat. I'm not going to post it up. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to post it up. Rules are rules. And it's going to be $10 for the rest of the day. So $10 minimum of super chats while I do asshole consulting. Podcasts, free reign. I'll answer them. Even your onesie twosies. Even Atham's Mexican poops. All right. We'll see you guys later.